Veil Sews, my name's Sarah, thanks for joining me today. I'm back, it's been ages, I hope you've all been well. I'm sorry for the sort of silence, I have done a post here or there, but we've been moving back into our house and doing lots of decorating and stuff like that. The backdrop you're currently seeing is the craft room slash spare bedroom. It's lovely wallpaper, put up myself. And the sofa, which is like more of a pinky colour than it looks on the camera. So the colour scheme for the room is these two, the sort of pink and the green. Room is not finished yet. I will eventually do a little tour. It is set up enough that I can sew. I'm hoping to get some IKEA Kallax units for all of my fabric and stuff like that. So rather than show you, I wouldn't even call this half finished in terms of organisation at the moment, but rather than show you it in this state, I'll wait till it's all finished and then I can show you the whole shebang. So I thought I would do, because I've not been on for so long, I thought I would do a little Friday sews video just with some updates on what I've been working on and stuff like that. I've also got quite a few fabrics to show you, but I think I'll do a separate fabric haul video. I'm hoping now that I'm back into the house that I'm going to be able to get into more of a routine of making things. I'm also really starting to push ahead with honeymoon sewing plans. So I'll probably also do a separate vlog on that at some point. But anyway, let me catch you up on everything. So as I said, this is the new space. We are back in the house. We had a lot of work done, an extension. The house is old, so it was basically all ripped apart. And we've done the decorating ourselves. So there's been lots of painting, sanding and varnishing floors, bit of wallpaper, things like that. Garden, complete tip, not gonna lie to you. I'll pop some pictures in here of the house where it is currently, so you can get an idea of the colours. So we've gone for sort of blues and greens throughout the house. There's still a fair bit to do. The only things I don't have pictures of at the moment is the hallway and the stairs, which is all going to be painted dark green, including the ceiling, because it hasn't got any natural light anyway. So we've really leaned into the cave vibe. And then we're going to put, at our wedding, we had, in the photo booth, we had a neon sign that said the Quashies, which is, Quashie is my surname now. And we're going to put the neon sign in the hallway, so it'll be all dark, but with the neon, and maybe have some photos and artwork and stuff there, which I don't have at the moment. It just literally looks like a cave, so there's no point showing you that. But yeah, everything else, we'll have the kitchen's green. Well, it's white with green cabinets. This room is green. Our bedroom is like a grey with a slight blue tinge. Living room is blue. Bathroom is blue and white. So we've really gone on that sort of spectrum. Yeah, and as I said, so next project, once the house is all settled in and everything's set up and we're back where we need to be, next project will be sorting out the garden, which is a big old job. I'll put a picture of the garden here. It's been decimated by the builders, which I think in a way is good because it's almost a blank canvas. So if any of you are green fingered, I need your tips. I'm not. Nathan regularly says to me that it's like he doesn't want me to just go to the garden centre and buy a load of plants and then plant them and they die, which is what always happens because I don't know how plants work. Fortunately, I have a friend who's very green fingered and she's been sending me lots of ideas and tips and things. So I'm hoping with a bit of careful guidance, I can make it nice. So anyway, that's a load of house stuff. As I said, when it gets all finished and we've got our stuff in, a few people have asked me to do more home stuff, which is obviously not in my normal ballpark, but I will happily sort of share things once we're more settled in. But very much from someone who has no experience in this area. I just like picking colours and stuff. So what else have I been working on? So since I last spoke to you, my blog for the Jenny Stitches blog has been posted. I made this dress a little while ago and it was posted recently, so I'll link the blog down below. Please do have a read. I'll pop a picture here of the finished dress. This is the Tilly and the Buttons Mabel dress, which is sort of a milkmaid style dress that they released last year. Really, I've made a few of them. It's a really great sew. Fitting's nice and easy. There's a shirred panel underneath the bust. and on the sleeves, so it's a good introduction to that. And I just find it a very flattering shape, and it looks quite detailed, but the way it's constructed is actually pretty simple. So if you like that style of dress, I would really recommend having a go. I've previously only made it, I made it in a viscose, and I think I've made it in, no, I think it's only been viscose before. This fabric is gorgeous cotton lawn, really, really vibrant colours, which I just love. And it works nicely for the pattern. I think it gives a little bit more volume in the sleeves. And obviously it's a bit more crisp overall. Really nice and easy to work with as well. And for the shirring, it was definitely easy to keep the lines sort of straight with the viscose. You know what viscose is like. I think it was a viscose challis, my first one, and it was all over the place. Yeah, so that's that. And then last weekend, I went to Brighton Pride with one of my best friends, Billy, and we went a couple of years ago. They have, obviously the whole city has the Pride event, and then they have an event in Preston Park, and they'll normally have a big headliner. So a few of us went a couple of years ago when Christina Aguilera was headlining, and me and my friend Billy went this year, and it was Girls Aloud headlining, and then Billy Porter and Sophie Ellis-Bextor were the acts prior to that. And I knew I had to make an outfit this time. Last time I didn't have time to make a special outfit because I got back from a singing contract in France the day before, and I was a shell of a woman, I'm not going to lie. But this time I had the time and I really wanted to make something. So I'm going to share a picture of my dress. I obviously went for sequins, multicoloured. Why would you not? And it actually, I don't know if I've sewn with sequins a few times. This fabric was a fabric that was in the sale from Fabric Godmother. I think it's still in the sale. It's dead stock. It's really reasonably priced. Now, they had it in 2 colourways as well, I think. I sewed this with my normal machine, did not break a single needle. It was absolutely fine going through the sequins. I know a few people worry about that. The main thing I find is tricky with sequins is obviously in the seams, depending on where they fall and what you're wearing underneath, the sequins can be kind of uncomfortable. This dress, it was actually fine. I basically do I mean understitched? No, I mean top stitched. I top stitched the seams down, which I think helped, because I didn't have time to make a fully covered undergarment. I used my favourite Cinnamon Daisy willow dress pattern, which I think worked really well. So I made my own tiered gathered skirt. I was going to add another little tier to the skirt, but my friend who came over when I was trying to do it said, no, that's a great length, do it that length. And I think it's shorter than I'd normally have worn. I was wearing shorts underneath and a little top because in between the sequins, the fabric's see-through. I mean, at Pride, you honestly could get away with just not wearing a layer underneath, but I personally choose not to flash my bits to the world. But I have no judgment for people who do. You do you. So I had shorts and like a top underneath, so it didn't really matter about the length. And I think in the end, it was a bit more fun at that length. Like it felt fun, and I got loads of compliments. So sewing with the fabric was really easy. I also, on the hem and on the sleeve, I actually just trimmed it down. I didn't bother folding over and actually hemming the sleeve or the skirt, which means you don't have to either unpick all the sequins or have the sequins against your legs or your arms. And it looks neat, it doesn't fray or anything. So yeah, I was really pleased with it. As I said, I got loads of compliments, lots of people saying that they thought the shape was really sort of flattering and like fun. Lots of people asking where I bought it from, so I got to say I made it, which is obviously great. We all love doing that. The only thing I changed was the ties. Now, because we haven't moved everything over from my mum and dad's yet, I didn't have the sequins. I thought would be really annoying with the ties because obviously the sequins would catch. And I didn't have as much of my normal haberdashery as I would. So I needed some black binding for the neck, and I just used the binding, folded it over, sewed it up, and I used that for the little waist ties, which again worked really nicely. So that's another thing I've made. And I do feel now, I've had a bit of a gap from sewing. I was really missing it. And I do feel now like I'm sort of on the train again, ready to go. So as I said, I've got a few new fabrics, which I'm going to show you in a different video. I thought I would show you the latest thing I cut out, which is I'm ready to start my next queen for my Tudor quilt. And I've decided, so I started off with, however much I'd have loved to have gone in wife order, I was advised to start with Anne Boleyn because I've never made anything like it before, and she was apparently the easiest, and then to try Catherine Howard next. So I've done those two, and now I'm going back to the beginning. So I'm working on Catherine of Aragon now. And I just thought I'd show you a bit of the fabrics I've chosen. So for the main, just so you remember, Anne Boleyn was in a green and Catherine Howard was pink. So Catherine of Aragon is going to be, the main colour is going to be this deep red colour. This also comes up on Henry's, because Henry has a bit burgundy, I think, doesn't he? So this will come up there as well. And then the sort of shift dress underneath is going to be in this lovely William Morris print. So when I tried to pair fabrics together for the queens, which is what took me the longest, I would look for, so in this you obviously have the red in the middle of the flower, which matches that red, so it just means that it sort of ties in, but you also then bring in these blues and greens, which I think is nice. And I mean, William Morris has literally nothing to do with the Tudors, but I just feel like it's got sort of an elegant royal vibe. And then I think I've said previously, I'm sort of mixing traditional with more modern takes on the queen. So for example, the fact that Catherine Howard was in pink, like probably wouldn't have worn bright pink. I don't even know if that dye existed. But it's just a fun quilt. Do you know what I mean? Chill out, everybody. So yeah, so I'm picking some more old school prints and then some more like modern prints, but I'm trying to tie them in with the colour so that it has quite a contemporary feel. So for the sleeves, so if you've noticed on most of the queens, they have a contrasting pattern for the sleeves. I've got this blue sort of hexagon floral arrangement. Now this also has the dark red here in some of the flowers. Let me hold some of these together so you can see how they work. So this is going to be the final outfit. So just go with the vision. I think it'll come together nicely. So I always feel like Catherine of Aragon is the most regal, and she was from sort of this like the Spanish royal family, right? So yeah, I don't know, red just worked for me. I know some people would maybe put Anne Boleyn in red, but I just thought there's something kind of regal about that choice. Yeah, so that's what I'm working on. So I've cut all of the pieces out. I'm not going to show you them because the system of cutting them out is quite complicated. You have lists in each colour with the dimensions. They're just triangles and rectangles, so that's really simple. And then they're each labelled with a letter. So I have them all stacked up in order so that when it says attach AA to C, I can really easily find them within the order and make sure I'm attaching the right ones. And I didn't want to jeopardise that system, so I've left them over on the table just to be safe. Some of the pieces are teeny, just 1 inch by 1 inch, so it's really easy to sort of lose one or whatever. So that's all cut out and I'm going to start sewing that soon. I also have a few bits and bobs planned. So the fabric hasn't come for this yet, but you know I've had this long saga of wanting to sew a swimsuit. And I'm really going to go for it this time, and it's the Friday Pattern Company Gia Surf Suit, which I had printed at Jenny Stitches. I'm very much enjoying my gym spa. I would like to try a swimsuit with a little bit more coverage. I also burn, I've got pasty skin, so I really burn. So if I can get, the construction looks fairly straightforward, and I think if I can get a good fit, it'll be good for like when we're on our honeymoon or whatever, if I want to actually swim and not get sunburnt. I feel like that'll be good. So I've got some fabric coming for that, which I might receive in time to do the fabric haul video, we'll see. I'm working on my queen. I'm also going to be working on a shirt for Nathan, but I will show you that fabric in my fabric haul video. And I've got some athleisure to make, which is using some Minerva fabric, which I showed you not that long ago. And then, as I said, I made a list the other day of things I want to make for the honeymoon. Now, there are too many things, so I need to rein it in a bit. But I'm going to start with, I want to make a couple of pairs of, because we're away for over 2 weeks, so I want to make a couple of pairs of Carolyn pajamas, so just with shorts and like the little short sleeved shirt. So I think those are going to be up first, and then a shirt or two for Nathan as well. And then I'm just going to kind of work through the list. Yeah, so I'm quite excited to get going on those things. But I've got a few things to get through first, and I'm ready to start sewing another queen, which is great. So that's it for me. Just a little bit of an update. As I said, I will have a fabric haul video quite soon. I bought some fabric in Brighton. I spent my Liberty coin, which was great. It was actually quite scary because I've held on to it for over a year. So I had to really be like, no, you have to spend this. And I did, and I've got some really pretty fabric from that. Oh, I've got the backing fabric for my quilt as well. So I had some really nice suggestions for that. And actually, I'll talk to you a bit more about the quilt in my next Friday Sews video, maybe. A few people suggested that I could quilt the queens as I go, rather than trying to get the whole thing through my little normal machine, which I think is actually a good suggestion. So I've got the backing fabric. I need to have a think about the best kind of wadding, but yeah, I'm now thinking that I'll just quilt each queen individually, and then I just have to worry about sewing it all together. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll work it out, guys. We'll work it out. Yeah, so that's it. That's all I've got to say for now. So I hope you're well. Please let me know what you've been working on. Again, I'm sorry for the radio silence. It's just been not possible to get anything done. But here is my new space. The setup might slightly change as I get other bits and bobs in, and I can't wait to eventually give you a tour once everything's finished. But thank you for sticking with me. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. And I will look forward to checking in with you a bit more regularly. All right, bye.